Hi, beautiful. Today I want to share with you something that so many of us women can easily feel insecure about and start believing, and I want to share with you why it's actually not true. So, what I want to talk about today is this thing that, that men only go for the most perfectly looking, most beautiful women out there. And that's kind of what you have to be. You have to fit into some sort of supermodel, ultra thin ideal in order to really find love. And I think that by now, if you've been in the dating game for a while and you've had your relationships, you realize that physical beauty really only takes you so far. And I coach a lot of men, and I primarily coach women, but I also coach a lot of men. They tend to be successful, very driven men, and they will often tell me the same thing, and that is that they'll say something like, I went out with this woman, she was very gorgeous, but I just felt like I was out with another man. I felt like she was one of the guys. Or they'll say something like, she was really, really hot, but I felt no connection with her, so I'm not going to call her again. Or they'll say something like, well, yeah, I mean, she's very smart, she's done a lot, but I feel like I just got bored. And so all that really means is that they didn't connect with a woman on a deep emotional level, and they certainly didn't connect with her feminine energy. This is the thing. So many of us women think that the way to get men is to try to impress them with the way that we look, and to try to, have our hair perfect, our nails perfect, and just act, tick off these boxes of what we think a perfect woman is. But, so often that actually ends up bypassing creating a real connection. And the way that you create connection with a man is really first and foremost based on the quality of the connection that you have with yourself. So, if you're going out on a date and you're really kind of guarded and in your masculine energy because you're literally projecting this thing around you, and this energy that you're projecting is all about, is he going to like me? Does he approve of me? Does he think I'm good enough? Is he going to call me for another date? Is he the one that I'm going to end up having a relationship with? All of that is an agenda. And masculine energy is all about having an agenda. It's about not being with a person and not being present with a person because you want to use them for some other ultimate end. And having a relationship with someone is something that develops organically from spending time being in the present moment with them, and that carrying you into a future relationship. And so if you're very much in the present moment, or you're very much in your own story of, am I impressing him? Am I good enough for him? You're in your masculine energy and you're guarded and you're in your head. You're not in your heart, where you're able to really see who he is and really connect with him, and just come from a very, very kind of a lightness, right? And so I'll have a lot of men actually who'll tell me that, going out with models or, going out with perfect looking women is fun for a weekend. But that's not the woman that he's looking to call in as a life partner. So these are the three things that a man really, really wants. So number one, a man wants to feel like a man around a woman. So he really wants to feel her feminine energy. And feminine energy is all about connection and being in the moment without an agenda. So it's all about how open your heart is versus how jaded or guarded your heart is. And see, a lot of, and I coach a lot of my clients through this, they'll think, well, if I'm very vulnerable, that means that, I'm weak and I can be walked all over. That's actually low value vulnerability. When you've actually, and that's going to be my number 2 point, when you've actually developed a relationship with yourself that's coming from strength, you can be both open and also come from a place where you're honoring yourself and making sure that you yourself are being taken, treated in the way that you need to be treated. So the number one thing that a man wants is he wants to feel your energy. And just like we women have this literal radar when it comes to men and feeling their masculine energy, like we really know if a man's commanding a room and he's standing upright, and we just get this feeling internally that, this is a man, this is a real man. Men have the same radar if they're masculine cord, and they have the same radar for feminine energy in women. They want to feel that this is a woman that they can really be themselves with, and they don't have to hide with, and that she's receptive, and that she's open, and that she's warm, and that she's soft, but that she's strong as well. that he doesn't have to jump through hoops to really reach into her heart. So the number one thing is reconnect to your feminine energy, find out what it is, check out more of my videos, and you'll get a much clearer picture of what that is. The second thing is that a man wants to feel that you're light, that you're not really heavy and not really complicated. And your lightness comes from your self-acceptance. It doesn't come from pretending that you don't have issues and that you don't have bad days, and it doesn't come from any of that. Your lightness actually comes from your own self-acceptance, which is when you develop a relationship with yourself, where you know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you know the issues you have to be responsible and that you're developing, and you're cool with it. You're cool with it. You're not trying to prove anything. You're not seeking his approval. And of course, when we like someone, there's going to be a part of us that's going to want to be liked and it's going to be wondering about that. But you're developing a deeper part in yourself that's just light. It's not needy, it's not overly needy and codependent. It's just kind of light energy, just wants to connect, just wants to have a really good time. The third area is actually your relationship with yourself of security. So what that actually means is that, your level of confidence when you show up at a date has everything to do with how you're living with integrity to yourself. So what that means is, are you being true to yourself? When you're on a date, are you, selling yourself out for love? Are you, tolerating behavior that's disrespectful to you? Are you not clear on what you really want in your life? And also, if there's a ton of codependence and there's a ton of self-abandonment going on in your life, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going after your passions and dreams, you're not doing that work of developing into a high-value woman, then that's going to come off as a lack of confidence always. So who you are outside of the dating game, who you are on a daily basis, how you relate to yourself, how you're living your life, this integrity, that's what confidence is all about. That's the substance that you actually bring to a moment where you're relating to someone else, because you're relating from a place of strength, of integrity with yourself, and of real connectedness to your life. So if you notice, these three things are all about connection to yourself. It's connection to yourself as a woman, as a feminine woman, and learning to connect to a man as a man. It's connecting to your own self-acceptance. So you're light, it's okay. You're not perfect. You're human, and that makes it really light for him to not hide and just kind of be himself. And the third thing is, you're also connected to your life and the way that you're living it in integrity, the way that you're overcoming fear and self-abandonment and poor habits, and you're changing all that stuff up and really showing up as a quality woman. That's what gives you confidence more than anything. Confidence isn't just like something that you put on and you pretend to have, fake it till you make it. Confidence is the daily actions that you have in your life. So I hope that this was helpful. Just remember, men are not looking for a perfect woman. That's not where your worth and value and power as a woman is coming from. Your power is coming from your heart, your femininity, your lightness, and your confidence, and the way that you're living your life out.